Good morning, this is Oak Tree, and I'm going to give you a recipe for a really easy bread that you can use with your preps. It has no eggs and no milk, so it's really easy, and it's a good base recipe. You can add anything you want to it. I've done cinnamon rolls with it, and I've done Italian spices, and you can have Italian bread with it. Okay, first things first, you get 2 1/4 cup warm water. Add 3 teaspoons of yeast. This is going to give you 2 loaves. Okay, then I go ahead and I add a 1/2 cup of sugar right into it. Then I'm going ahead and I'm going to add 6 cups of flour. And then I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of oil. This is a 1/4 thing, so I get to 2 of these. Okay. Then I'm going to add a little bit of salt, and I add my salt to the very top so it doesn't hit the yeast, just a little bit on top. Don't measure it. That looks good to me. Okay. Now I'm going to use a toy that my husband gave me. The poop has not hit the fan, so I still have electricity, so I'm going to use my toy. This thing works great. I only waited 6 years to get one. It's not a KitchenAid, but it's a Hamilton Beach, and it works just as well, and I love it. I set it on 2, and I let it go. And this should only take not even a couple minutes, and it'll be into a big ball. You want to get it into a nice ball. This recipe also works good if you're going to do this by hand. If you're going to do it by hand, the best place to go is to Misty Shooter 223. She does all her breads by hand, and she's really good at that. Okay, so once this gets kneaded up and it gets into a big ball, I am going to spray down my sides with olive oil or any kind of spray that you have, and I'm going to let it set and I'm going to let it rise for about an hour. Then I'll punch it down and put it in my pans. But as you can see, it's the right consistency, it's the right amount of flour. I've done this ever since, oh geez, I can't even remember, and I can't even tell you where I got the recipe. I know it was a basic recipe and I tweaked it. I'm forever always tweaking recipes. So, like I said, it's a really easy recipe. You have all the stuff in your preps, and you don't have to worry about eggs and milk. Alright, and that's just about done the way I'm going to do it. Go ahead, turn it off. Actually, I'll go let it go. Okay. And I'm going to take my spray. Now I gotta get it off the thing. Spray. Just spray it down, do a quick spray. Peel this right off and see how it is. It doesn't even stick to your hands. It's perfect. It's the right, I finally got it all down to it. It's the right consistency. Okay, you just go ahead, mold it into a ball, and plop it down. Cover it up, and it'll rise. I'll be back after to put it in the pan for you. Okay, as you can see, it's doubled in size. You do is just punch it down. Make sure your countertop's nice and clean. I just break mine out onto the countertop, just like this. And I cut it in half. Don't even really need it. I just plop it in here. I spread it out. Get it nice and even. And then, once I get it to where I want in the pan, cover it back up and let it rise again. That's it. And make sure when you, I forgot to mention before, the flour that I use in here is bread flour. Sam's is really cheap. Okay. It's been about an hour, and you can see it has risen, doubled in size. And I'm going to call this good, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven. Set it in the oven for 350 for about maybe 30 minutes. And then we'll be back, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, my bread's done. It's been about 30 minutes, and as you can see, it looks really good. They come out really nice. What I do is I bring it up here. I put a little bit of butter on the top, and I put it on the sides just so it will slide out of my pan really well. Sometimes it goes over and I didn't spray the top and it will stick. It smells like heaven. It smells really good. I wish I could give you guys smell-o-vision, but I just don't have it. Pop it out. Let's get a nice color all over, and you're done. And normally I will go ahead and put butter all over it. My mother does this. I've just followed her. Makes the bread nice and soft. I let this completely cool, and then I go ahead when it's completely cold. I put it in a plastic bag and let it set for another couple more hours, and then I will slice it on my slicer. My family eats only this type of bread. We don't do store-bought bread. I do keep a loaf on hand in case I get behind and I don't make bread, or you know, they need a sandwich and there's no bread available. And that's it. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. It's really simple, really easy, and if you've prepped right, you have it all in your preps, and you're good to go. Thanks.